There's a new real estate wholesaling software that can value your deals for you, analyze your deals, find the hottest and best zip codes in your own market, help you pull government lists, and so much more. Guys, this is a new software out here that is 10 times better than ChatGPT ever was. And guess what? It is completely free.
Wow.
I hate to say this, but it is a game changer for the wholesaling industry. And there hasn't been one video outside of us to even talk about this type of wholesaling AI software, because no guru can make money off you by saying this. This is crazy that we're the only type of people out here talking about this.
So listen up. Before we reveal this revolutionary software, do me a favor. Make sure you smash that like button. You hit that subscribe notification button so you can continue to receive videos just like this. Okay, you guys ready? It's Bard AI. It's basically Google's service that competes with ChatGPT. And here's the main difference is it scours the internet in real-time data. There is no 2-year delay. With that game changer, it makes everything relevant to you as the wholesaler. So you can pull comps, you can pull any type of data you need. And what we want to do is run through and show you this powerful software. Guys, this is game changing. If you thought ChatGPT was wonderful, this blows it away.
On top of that too, ChatGPT is starting to get connected to the internet, but here's the one thing that Bard AI does so much better. It is run by the power of Google. And guys, I just want you to, I'm not going to be biased here, but have you ever tried to search important articles and things on Bing, which is Microsoft, which owns ChatGPT?
Correct.
It sucks. Compared to Google, it's terrible. Okay. So what Bard AI is going to do is when you ask it about market research and things that's actually relevant to wholesaling, it's going to go to Google and find the best articles, read them, analyze them, and give it back to you. Unfortunately, with ChatGPTs, they're using Bing and they're trying to do that the same thing with Bing. And it's just not as good. That's why Google is the king when it comes to search. And this is why Bard AI has made this insane. So if you actually want to go out here, just go to bard.google.com to actually join it. For most people, you got to be put on the wait list and it takes about 30 minutes to an hour to be put on. Just have a Google account. But I'm telling you, it's worth a 30-minute wait because it's absolutely for free. So without further ado, let's just get into it. And let me just show you the power of this. Now, remember, we do have an AI section in freewholesaling.com under the bonus advanced section where we have all the prompts that I just said. They are actually in freewholesaling.com. So you can copy and paste it with me so you can see what actually works in your own market. So let's get into it. So right here, we are in Bard AI. So let's just start seeing the power of it, right? So what we're going to do here is just add in the prompt here. Let's do the first one, right? What is the median home price in Dallas? Now, usually ChatGPT can't do that, but what's going to do here is just pop out the median home price as of the recording of this video. So we just recorded in late April of 2023. So it's about a month behind. And really what it's doing here, it's giving me real life analysis of the past month of the real estate market. So if I'm trying to get median home price and information like that, boom, it's going to give me the information I need to know right now. This is insane.
I mean, you guys, you're getting data on demand, which has always been kind of a dream of mine. And I've never found, usually you had to get all these plugins, you had to get this, you had to get this service. Guys, it's all at your fingertips at no cost. And speed is the key here because you can make very fast decisions.
Yeah. And on top of that, guys, remember this Bard AI is like ChatGPT to a point. It's not 100% going to be perfect for everything, but it's still an amazing tool to be using. So now we know about Dallas. What if we figure out what areas we should be going after and what areas we shouldn't? The next one is like, okay, if I'm going to do some market analysis, what's the least valuable zip code in Houston? So what properties are cheapest in Houston, Texas? Let's say I don't know about that market. What's going to do is scour the internet and figure out the median home price for zip codes and figure out what the cheapest are. And it just gave me the zip code nearest by Humboldt, Texas. And it's giving me median household income and zip code information. On top of that too, I can click the view other drafts and it's going to give me other drafts of what it does. For this little draft right here, just gave me the top 10 least valuable zip codes for properties, which is insane. And also give me more market research. This is insane. Here's another one. We can ask it to give you a report of all the home sales for the past month in the state of Florida or whatever state you're in or city. And it's going to analyze all the home reports from the NAR, Zillow, all these websites and make it together and give you the information you need to know month over month in the real estate business. And what it's giving me is median home price, number of properties sold, month over month changes and year over year changes. This is information that can change everything. Now, if I'm going out here and I want to figure out what areas I should be avoiding, obviously I want to avoid high crime rate areas, right? Mm-hmm. So low price points aren't bad, but we really want to avoid the high crime rate areas. I can just ask Bard right here, what zip code has the highest crime rate in Kansas City, Missouri? What it's going to do is spit it out for me. And it's going to be a lot of great information. And what it's doing here is really important. It's not just doing all crime. It's actually just looking at what we call common crime. It's doing actually what they call dangerous crime, or what they call high crime, which is going to be the assault, burglary, robbery, theft, and vehicle theft, which is going to be the highest concerns, right? And just gave me the worst zip code for it, so I know what areas to avoid. If I click drafts here, it's also going to give me a list of top zip codes with crime rates, and that's very important too.
Now we're going to ask it is what is the lowest crime rate relative to the zip code for the Kansas City, Missouri area? Because what we're trying to identify is really low crime areas that have cheap markets, so you can enter into them either physically or virtually, so you can get the best wholesaling opportunities. And guys, I used to have to sort through, if not days, weeks to get these reports. A lot of it was dated, and here we're going to do is hit enter and spit it out for you.
Yeah, and this is the point, guys. If there's low crime rates and low prices, that's an amazing place to be going after. And what's giving me is the median home price, and it's giving me the lowest crime rates relative to price. It's also giving me information about it, which is really cool to know. But it's giving me the property crime rate, and what they call property crime rate too is crime rates compared to other things that are going on properties. They have violent crime rates and the most common crimes, and just give me great information, right? And so according to information from like Neighborhood Scout right here, it's going to give me median home prices that are cheap and ones with low crime rates. It's also giving me here some information about the top neighborhoods. This is great market research, especially when you're doing virtual wholesaling. On top of this too, if I want to go find, let's say, the phone number for the local code enforcement department, all I have to do is click submit here. And what it's going to do is scour the internet for the code enforcement department and actually give it to me. Now, as of this video, I actually verified it. This is their actual phone number. It's just scouring the articles and seeing drafts and phone numbers from that. And what it's doing is showing where the code enforcement phone number is. Now, there is City of Dayton, and then there's Montgomery County, Ohio code enforcement. You got to do the difference between it. But if you're just having a struggle finding phone numbers or emails, it's going to spit it out right there for us, right there. It's amazing. On top of this too, this is something that is very new and something ChatGPT doesn't do, but the education process for learning for you is really important. But educating a seller is something that maybe you're not the best at, right? Maybe you're good at understanding a concept, but you can't teach it. Well, Bard AI here is going to actually understand a concept, try to make it in like a 4th grade or 5th grade level, and explain it to a seller to show you. So for example, if I'm going to pitch a subject to, which I can wholesale, I can ask it, how do you explain a subject to a home seller? And what it's going to do is figure out what subject to is, and then explain it the right way to a home seller. And what it does here is explains it very well. It also gives us a script right here. It's not the best script in the world, but it's something that's really good if you hear a term that you don't understand. So if you hear lingo about a real estate term or anything confusing, it's going to give you that great information.
So the next thing is we're going to search for our government list. And the beauty of using Bard AI is you're able to put in a command and try to get the contact information, where to go through these lists, instead of trying to shuffle all over the internet. So let's go ahead and plug it in there and see what numbers come out. Guys, these are your water shutoffs, code violations, how to get to your probate courts, everything. These are the lists that you want to attack, and now you can get a more direct line to get to them.
Yeah, it's amazing because look, I go here, I search it. It's going to get all the relevant government agencies for the county I'm trying to get the list on, and it's going to tell me where to go. This is why it works so well. Dallas County, it's going to give me where the judge is, the clerk, and all these things that it's just trying to give me some information here. And all these agencies apparently can pull this information. Now, some of this info, I'm not getting the best on it. So what I'm going to do is go to drafts here and see if they give me any good and more pertinent information. And this worked a lot better right here going on the draft. So the draft feature is actually very important. And so right here, it's just giving me a list of where to go contact it. And so I like this draft the best because as the clerk, the water utilities, the probate court, and all this stuff. So I'm just going to ask it a follow-up prompt. Remember, you're only going to get the info as good as the questions you ask. So what I'm going to ask it here, give me the emails and contact info for all of these agencies. And let's see what it's going to do here. What it just did is found the email and found the phone number for all of these government agencies. So yes, maybe it doesn't spit out the info you actually want to know, but what it's actually going to do is find it for you and go after it. And so right here, we just got to get the phone numbers and information for it. So one thing we can do here is just copy the utility list right here and just copy this, paste it back into the prompt here. Give me the phone number for the Dallas County water utilities. And what it's going to do is spit it out right here. And what it's going to do is spit out the utility information right there that actually works. So here's the thing. I asked it earlier really quick here, give me the info for all of them, and it kind of spit out the wrong information. So I had to specifically ask it for the specific one, and it actually popped it off and actually showed the right one. So yes, sometimes it gives weird information, but if you ask it specifically, it will pop it out really well. And guys, I can go forever on this one. Here's another one. What zip code has the most rental properties in Tucson, Arizona? It's just going to show us what what area has the best zip code so I know what areas are best for landlord cash buyers.
So when researching market intel, you can find out which are your busiest streets that are correlated with billboard signs. So you can use this for your own bandit signs.
Remember, they're using Google Maps information and Google Maps data. So they have the best ones out there. So I literally go here and we're popping it off and it's going to go find the top places to put bandit signs out. Now, obviously avoid the highways, but like it's giving me the cities and places that are best for carrying the most traffic, especially during rush hour on the weekends.
So I would correlate and go see if you have bandit signs out in that area. And that would be a great place to start if you wanted to do the bandit sign strategy.
Now, here's a really insane one here. I'm just going to ask it to value a piece of real estate. And this is a piece of real estate we've actually comped ourselves. And we just click submit. It's just going off of the Zestimate value. And that's not terrible for it, right? And so sometimes it'll give its own value on it, but it'll pop up the Zestimate value on a piece of property there. But okay, the Zestimate value, that's not anything too crazy or amazing. What if we asked it based on the square footage of the property? So I'm going to ask it, give me the property information for that house. And what's going to do is just spit out the information about that piece of real estate. They're going to give me the Zestimate, the taxes, the square footage, and all this great information. And it's also going to be sources and websites for it, which is great. But on top of that, let's say I'm talking to a motivated seller here and I figure out it needs a new roof. Maybe the kitchen needs some updating. Maybe the hardware needs new flooring. It knows the AI, how much square foot the property is. So it's going to figure out the cost per square foot of a roof for the area, add that on and actually create its own repair cost worksheet. So there are people that are stressing over figuring out repair costs. All I got to do is click enter here and it's going to give me a repair cost estimate. All I got to do is give it and ask it based on the square footage and give it the address and what issues it has, it'll give it to me. So like this is pretty accurate for a
amazing
1,000 square foot house, right? A new roof, kitchen, and hardware flooring. So the repair is going to be between 17 and 35, which is a little much, but really it's not that difficult to do. And anyone can go and copy and paste this.
Now we'll have it search for the most cash sales in a given area because this is the place where there's a lot of activity, which is going to be prime for wholesaling, AKA it'll make it much easier for you to find a cash buyer. So let's just put in there like Marietta, Georgia, and see what it spits out.
On top of that too, we're going to add it per 1,000 people because maybe a zip code has more people than the other. So we're going to do it per 1,000 people. So we know we're the most cash sales relative to the population. And what's spitting out here is how many cash sales per 1,000 people. And it's figuring out that this zip code has the most cash sales per 1,000 people. That is a great sign for a hot market. On top of that, we go to the drafts section and it'll give me my top 5 zip codes per 1,000 people and just spitting out the data. It's amazing. We can even ask it in our local market, what are the best zip codes for house flipping? And it pops off and you already know these are really good zip codes for Port St. Lucie for house flipping. And it just finds out where people are buying properties cash and flipping them for a profit. You can do this in any single market. Now, there are some areas, for example, like this market right here. The Northeast corner is actually really good for flipping, but there are some areas in there that aren't good for flipping. But overall, it's amazing.
It's pretty accurate. And
it's finding housing in Port St. Lucie that's rising the strongest with the most sales and the number of fixer-upper homes that are being bought at a discount.
It's amazing, guys. Use this tool because it really works. It puts the power back in your hands and you don't have to rely on all these third-party companies to look up this data for you.
And heck, even if I'm doing virtual drawing for dollars and I want to find what areas are being driven or the best for a street view, and just ask it, hey, what areas in Florida are most updated for street view in 2023? And it's going to pop up where they're doing it. Now, obviously the bigger areas, but we can go by zip code and city and street and see which streets in this area are being done on street view the fastest. Now, on top of that, I can ask it what zip codes have the largest concentration of older homes in Port St. Lucie. And it's going to scour the internet and find areas in Port St. Lucie where they're the older homes, because older homes are better for wholesaling real estate because there's a lot of deferred maintenance. And what's going to do, scour the internet for older houses. And I hate to say it, but this exposes anybody's market on real estate.
Oh yeah, guys, this, to be honest with you, if I had to give you like my cheat sheet to
these
my
are trade secrets, right?
It's trade secrets. It's unbelievable the information you can access now.
Most people can't find where older houses that are 30 to 40 years old are really, especially on a large scale basis. But guess what? This just did it right there, super quick and fast. And most people can't go into Zillow and do this, but Bard AI is connected with it and it can just find it right there. So it's giving me zips that were developed in the 70s and 80s with single family houses. I mean, these are top places to be going after. So I'm telling you, nobody's market is safe from this. This is why we're giving our own market out, because no market's safe. Anyone can search it up.
Yeah, you used to have to spend tons of time with senior real estate investors to to get this data because they had it. Now I have all this data in my head, but it's scary to think you can trump my 21 years experience by just putting this stuff in. The reason we're teaching you guys is you want to know it because we can give you a head start on this method.
On top of that too, this is another crazy one, but I can just ask it, what areas are the cheapest to buy in Florida with a population over 100,000? Guys, you already know we want cheap property with high populations. And I can put this anywhere in the United States. But let's just use Florida, for example. It's going to find the average median home price and the average population. I can do this for Georgia. I can do this for Alabama. I can do this for Nevada, Tennessee. And what's going to pop up here? The top 10 cheapest cities to buy a home with a population over 100,000. Fort Pierce, Lakeland, Palm Bay, Ocala, Daytona, Gainesville. These are all amazing wholesaling markets, right? It's crazy. I can even pop this in for any other state. It's going to give me this great information. And look at it. It just made a little graph for me. And let's say we go here and we choose Lakeland, right? What I want to do is like, okay, I found out, you know, my virtual market now is going to be Lakeland, Florida. All I'm going to do is ask it this. Give me all the visual graphs, information, and data about Lakeland, Florida real estate market for a real estate investor. So I'm going to get all this information about Lakeland so I can be a local market expert. And what it's going to do is just give me the median home price, home sales, inventory, and it's going to tell me the average rent. So I just have this information so I become a local expert. And really, guys, there's also like millions of other prompts and queries we can ask it to do. But really, I think you guys get the gist. The power of this Bard AI is only limited by the mind that you have and the questions you ask it. It's only going to be as good as the questions you ask. And if you ask great questions, it's going to scour the internet and give it to you.
And remember, guys, as you learn, it learns even faster and the data is only going to get better and better. And once you learn how to ask the right questions, you can customize it for what you're trying to accomplish. If you're trying to enter a virtual market, you're trying to do something different in your local. By using these types of tools, you can get a head start on every other type of wholesaler out there. You got to utilize it because the old way to do it was try to get data from people that have fought the fight like me. Now you can kind of get it at your fingertips. And if you don't take advantage of this, you're going to be left behind in your wholesale markets.
Yeah. So guys, AI is here forever. I hate it, but we're the only ones in wholesaling sharing it because all these people are trying to hoard the information and hide it from you so they can sell it behind a paid course. But really, either you start doing this now or your competition is going to do it. We just spilled the beans on this because I feel like you should have the head start because remember, you're subscribed to the channel. And if you're not, why aren't you? So guys, go out here, try it out, bard.google and go after it. Guys, at freewholesaling.com, we do have our whole section on AI. Guys, go after it. I promise you, this will make you a better wholesaler. So guys, if you got any value from this video, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe so you don't miss any awesome new videos that we have on this. And we see you guys soon. This is Zach Ginn signing out.
Rick Ginn signing out.
Have a blessed one.
See you guys.